Hello everybody, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and it's that time of year again. As you can see by the title of the video, it's the Jadlam group build on again, and this year it's on the road. So with this one we have a choice of 4 Airfix starter set kits, and they're all cars in 43rd scale. We've got the Aston Martin, we've got the Lamborghini, we've got the Bugatti and the Land Rover. And you can get a choice of all 4 kits. They're only £10 each, or you can buy all 4 for £29.99. When you enter the competition, the group build, submissions open on the 27th of October and they close at midnight on the 3rd of November. Okay, and then the voting closes on the 6th of November and the winner will be announced, or the winners will be announced on the 7th of November. There's 4 categories you can enter. Have a look in the description below the video. There'll be a link. You can go and read all the terms and conditions and dates and everything there yourself and how to do it. But basically, every entry is going to get 1,000 bonus points, which is a £5 saving. So basically, you're getting one of these for a £5 because you're going to get 1,000 points just for buying it and entering. So there's Jadlam's top 3 picks. So there's a £100 voucher, a £50 voucher, and a £25 voucher. So that's one of the categories. And you've got the Airfix pick. So when Airfix pick one, you've got a £100 Airfix bundle. And then each category winner will get a £50 voucher each. So there we go. So have a look at all the terms and everything. Check that what I'm telling you is correct, because I don't stand by anything I say, just in case things change. But basically, you can get one of these for a tenner and build it. So that's what I'm doing today. So this is obviously this is the Land Rover. I believe this is 107. It's a Series 1 long wheelbase, and it's a starter set, so it's going to come with paints. So this one I have actually opened it and had a look, because it was sent with another kit. You'll see more about that in the future, and it got crushed by the weight of the other kit, unfortunately. So the box has been crushed, but the kit looks to be absolutely fine. So you can see in here, it's 102mm long. They're saying 3mm wide. I hope it's a bit wider than that. It's probably 30mm wide, and 39 pieces. It's a skill level 1. You've got 1 flying hour. And you can see on here we've got cartograph decals. It's official Land Rover product, and it's from Hornby. The tool design and tooling is 2023. Decal schemes and markings 2023. So the whole thing is 2023. Now then, Jadlam have kindly sent me this to enter, so I'm going to enter it. So I'm not sure which category I'm going to do yet, because you've got the out of the box. There's the Airfix picks. There's fancy schemes and there's dioramas. I won't be doing a diorama, so that's one that's definitely not going to happen. But yeah, you can basically do it out of the box, do some fancy schemes. I'll probably do a different scheme on this. I may do it in the very early green, which is very close to the RAF interior green. So basically I'll do a quick review of the kit, and we'll start off as we always do with the instructions. Now, if you haven't seen a starter set before, these little things are really good in many ways. They're only bad in one way. So you get this little additional sort of leaflet in here that's telling you all the if you're an absolute beginner, you want to get one of these for one of your kids or something for Christmas Day, then it's an absolute beginner's guide. So wash all your parts in soapy water, look for frame letters and part numbers. You can see it says frame A there, and there's a part 1. Use clippers to remove the parts. Use sanding sticks, sanding files, whatever, to remove the burrs. Drill holes as per the instructions. Hold tweezers, hold small parts in tweezers. Always test fit before you glue. Don't use too much glue. Clip or tape parts together to dry. Stir the paints thoroughly. Paint small parts on the frame. Allow time between the coats to dry. At least 2 hours, they're saying there. Cut each decal out with scissors. Always use scissors, don't use a knife. Hold them in warm water for 20 seconds and then slide them off and onto your model, and there you go. So some very handy little tips there for brand new people. So this one is, as I say, it's the Land Rover Series 1 pickup. So opening it up here, you can see here we've got a sprue gate. Now what's very funny, what's very strange about Airfix kits, they don't give you a sprue call out on any kit they make, but they do on starter sets. So there you go. But the other thing, this is the only thing I don't like about starter sets, they've gone back to the old style trees rather than a frame. When you look on here, you can see this is the frame type sprue, that protects all the parts. It keeps them all on the sprue. They don't get broken off, especially when everything is just thrown into a bag like this. And this is something that Airfix do a lot, which is I personally don't like, but it's good for the planet. I guess it saves money on packaging. But this, having this sprue frame like this, leaves parts, like you can see that axle there is very vulnerable, as is that axle there. And you often find parts are broken off, and sometimes the parts themselves are broken. I wish they would stop doing it. You can also see here they're showing you where they've got a part marked in purple like that, it means remove it. So that there is actually, it's like a little ejector tab. I'll show you in a minute on the kit. I'm basing this review on, you know, inexperienced modelers. So we're starting off the build with adding the seats and the rear window to the rear bulkhead there. And basically what they're doing, they're showing you the frame. So this is frame A, and then they've got the parts A1 and A2, okay, highlighted on there, so you can take them, it's identifying them. And then there's the window there on the clear sprue, as you can see, C3. So this is what they're doing in each step. They're showing you exactly where the parts are on the sprue, what sprue it is, and what the part numbers are. And then they're showing you exactly where to put the glue. If you intend to build more than one model, if it's just not like a toy for Christmas Day or something, and it's something you want to get into, I would thoroughly recommend go and get yourself some Tamiya extra thin cement. Okay, the glue in these models is not the best. As you can see, it's in a tube. It's very difficult to apply neatly and everything. So if you are going to build more than one model, I would seriously recommend, you can get it from Brooks Models here. You can see Brooks Models there, and there will be, you can use codes NMB10 for 10% off over £15 and NMB20 for 20% off over £50. So that's the first thing I would recommend, is get some liquid cement. Don't bother with the cement that's in the bag. And then they're showing you here, you've got A4, so that's the floor, so we're going to glue the bulkhead to the floor. Okay, now personally I would build this differently, but we'll cover that when I actually build it. So here we're going to add the floor there. We're showing you again, A5 is on the sprue, and you can see here we've got the parts removed as we go along, so you can see the sprue is getting emptier and emptier. So here we've got the B sprues. They're showing us where B7 is there. That's the front wings. And then we've got the B8, which is the bonnet and the top of the wings. It's going to go onto that little module there. It's got the inner wings in it by the look of it. And then we're going to add the grille to there. So that's all good. What I would probably suggest is you glue all this together, leave the lights out if you can, and then add them after. If not, we'll have to mask them. The windscreen's going to go in here. Steering wheel, we've also got some decals going in, so you can see the red squares in an Airfix kit mean decals. So that's your that's going to be your fuel and temperature gauge. That's going to be your speedometer, and this here is going to be the instructions for the four-wheel drive mechanism. Okay, which on a Series 1 was different to what you have today, or what we had on the Defenders. So basically there's those two parts there are coming together. Then they're going to glue to the floor, adding the window into the side, adding the window into the side, bringing the sides together, adding the roof and the tailgate, and then we're going to start adding parts to the chassis. So we've actually got the body going on here. Just looking here, we've got the chassis there, so we're adding parts to the chassis. So they're telling us to paint the chassis with this different coloured paint, which I believe 96 11 196. So we're going to have the chassis painted blue, is it? Is that dark blue? Don't get that. So we've got light grey for the body and then dark blue for the chassis. And then we've got all that going together there. We've got the rear leaf springs going in. Front and rear axles, we've got the trans brake there. Wheels coming together, adding in more cross members into the chassis. Sitting the wheels on there, it looks like the wheels glue on. So they're just going to be glued solid, they're not going to turn. And then we've got a number plate to go on here. We've got a Land Rover decal, and there we are, all done. So there we are, it's a very simple little build. They've got all the adult supervision, advice for supervising adults and stuff like that, all safety rules, because it's a starter set and it's aimed at the younger people. So here we have the decal sheet, so we can put the light on now. We'll look at some parts. So we've got the decal sheet here. You can see you've got your two number plates there. You've got your Land Rover badges front and back. We've got the information here, the speedo, and the instructions for four-wheel drive. So I used to have a Series 1. I wish I still had it now. worth a bloody fortune. So obviously you get your paints and glues, and you also get a brush. Now, believe it or not, these brushes are actually quite nice. I quite like them. So there we go. I've said it now. So we've got the paints. Whether I use them or not, I do not know. I think I may do this in the green colour, as I say. So we'll get the bag cut open. I'm going to move slightly off camera because I don't want to cut on top of this. Basically, this is blue paper. So we've got the parts here in the sprues, and it looks like, even after I said all that and this box has been crushed, nothing is broken off the sprue. And yes, there is. There's a part there broken off the sprue. So it got broken off, but it must have come off in the box. How it got out of the bag, I do not know. Anyway, there we go. Right, so let's start the review. I thought I was going to have to get the missing part then. But this is the problem with these sprues. Normally on a model kit you get a frame, okay, that the sprue goes on, and that frame protects everything. And then parts are generally individually bagged, so if anything does get broken off, it stays with that sprue. With these sprues like this, you can see this prop shaft here has got bent. All these parts are just ready to fall off. They're all pretty ready just to go. Same on this one, you can see here. And the problem is when the parts do break off, they often take a chunk of the part with the chunk of the part with them. So I wish they would move away and put a frame around the sprue. The cost must be absolutely minimal. Anyway, enough moaning. So we've got the sides here. We've got some nice raised rivet detail on there, which is lovely. It's a beautiful little model, this. I've seen a couple built, and it really is a lovely little model. I do love Land Rovers, as you know. I've got one. So we've got the bottom of the old 2-litre side valve engine there. There's the transfer case, and then the gearbox there. Tailgate, Land Rover badge there on the side. Wheels for the front, wheels for the rear. Sorry, that's wheels for the front. Rear wheels are on the other sprue. We've got the back of the cab there. We've got the seat backs. And then there's our seat bases with the bulkhead. I don't think they've moulded a handbrake in this tiny scale. It's not necessary. But there we go. You can see the little heater there, which is absolutely useless. And remained useless all the way until about 2007, I think, when they did the Puma version. So there we go. So there's our rear wheels. There's our spare wheel. Got the axles there. Got chassis and leaf springs, bonnet, roof. And then there's the sides there. You can see we've got interior detail for the doors. Very nice little model indeed. So I'm quite looking forward to building it. I'm really glad I found that part. Clear parts should be very, very nice because they're all flat. At least they bag these separately. So yeah, clear parts are lovely, as you can see. Lovely and clear. Nice clear windscreen moulded on wiper blades, but that's fine in this scale. Headlights there in one piece. And we've got the sliding side windows as they had on Series 1s. And of course on the Series 1, you can see this line here. If you want to do this and modify your model, this line here, that top of that door is removable. So you undo that hinge. Well, you actually undo these bolts here. There's a couple of bolts there, and that lifts off, and it just leaves the side doors. And then you can fold the windscreen down, take away this piece here, and you've got a lovely, lovely convertible. So that's what I used to do with mine: was take the cab off, fold the windscreen down, take the tops of the doors off, and they're great. So there we go. Also remember, when you're doing one of these strips were all galvanized, or I think they were galvanized in those days. So the body would have been painted, but all of this would have been visibly silver. Okay, that framework on there. So if you want to do it nice, then bear that in mind. So there we go. Lovely little model. Beautiful little simple build. I will build it. I don't know if I'll build it online, but you'll see my entry in the Jadlam group build. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.